Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to talk about another very important example for reactive form, where we will see how to access form group values and status. I'm sure you might have seen various situations in your project where we are supposed to print the status of the process or the form group, right? And also the values. So by the end of the session, you will be able to understand what is the entire syntax or structure that we are supposed to follow in order to get the form values and status, both in log file, log, console log, or also on the HTML. Okay. But before we proceed further with this session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released session first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow it sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for time being we are just mainly focusing on how to create reactive form with form values and how to create reactive form for accessing form group values and status. Okay. Alright, and for the detailed content you can also refer the Sharmit digital course book, which is freely available in the description box. There you will find more than 3000 plus free resources, which is available in Hindi as well as English language. So as per your convenience, you can consume it. Okay. Alright, so now we want to create a form. Here you can see I have two headings in app.component.html file. One is Angular course by Sharmit and another one is reactive form in Angular accessing form group values and status. Now after this we will add two horizontal rows, and in between these two horizontal rows we will define the entire form. Okay, although these rows are not mandatory, but we keep it just to show it properly on the browser screen. Okay, now let's go to app.component.ts file. Here we will define all the prerequisites, because we know that we are going to implement a form. So for that we need a reactive form module and GIF and all other stuff. So for now our requirement is very simple. We will create two fields. One is for name, one is for email, and then we will perform the required set of operations on it and we'll verify the output. Okay, so let's go one by one. So firstly we will import here reactive form module. That is very important, right? So just write here reactive forms module, and also ngif. Why ngif? Because later go, like when we will be deciding the messages, we will be using the conditional statement. So at that time we will be able to use it because we have already imported it. Okay, fine. After this we will add one variable here with the name user data. So just simply write here user data, new form group. Okay, enter. You can see after enter it automatically imported here. Then opening closing parenthesis, opening closing curly braces, and just expand it. Then we will write here first variable, that is name, new form control. Okay, then opening closing parenthesis, single quotes, comma, validators dot required. Okay, so this is a simple validation that I applied. Likewise we will create the second, that is for email, colon, new form control, opening closing parenthesis, blank, comma. Here I want to apply two type of validation, that's why I'm using the array, and first condition would be validators dot required, then a comma, again validators dot email. Okay, so these are the two conditions which I want to verify. Then a small comma, and after that we can use a semicolon just to terminate this. Quickly save it. So you can see these are the important things that we have imported so far. As soon as like you press enter here, it will automatically add it here. Form control, form group, reactive form module, validators. Okay, now you can simply expand here and you can define the method. So I will define the method, that is submit data. Submit data, opening closing parenthesis, curly braces. Then we will define the console messages, console.log. Here I will write form value, then a comma, this dot user data dot value, then a semicolon. Let's quickly copy it. so that we can save the time. Okay, so second message, third message. In second message we will mention form.valid. Okay, here also we will write valid. Here I will put invalid. Okay, and here also we will just change it to invalid. Perfect. So these are the three things that I want to show, but on a button click. Now we know that these things are the only thing that we required, at least for now, for this demo. So we have defined all the required variables with form group and form control, imported all the required thing. Make sure that it is imported, okay, otherwise you will get so many errors. Okay, now once we are good with this thing, then we are good to go ahead and design the HTML part. So for that we will define the form here. So just quickly write here form, expand the form. Here I will write one by one all things, like firstly the form group. Here I will write user data. Okay, then after this we will mention ng submit, because we want to submit this data as well, and the name of my method is submit data. Perfect. So this thing is ready. Now after this, what you can do here, we will define labels and input field. So my first label is for name. Here we will add the input. In input we will mention type as text, then a comma. Here I will write form control name, and in form control name we will mention name. Likewise we will add the second label. In second label we will mention email, then an input field. In input field we will mention type as email. Okay, then we will write here form control name, and here we will assign it as email. Okay, as simple as that. Fine. Now we are good with this label as well as input field. Label and input field we have declared, right? So now we will add the div to send the messages in case of errors. So for that, send means to show the messages. So first div, here I will write star ng if, where I will write user data dot get, then we will get the name here, then after a parenthesis small question mark and semicolon, then invalid ampersand, small means normal, don't get confused. Okay, then we will write here user data dot get. In get we will mention name dot touch, so question mark dot touched. So this is the first condition. In this situation I want to show the message, and that is name is required. Perfect. Okay, now let's quickly copy this just to save the time, and we will add the logic for email. So just edit it for email. Rest of the things would be the same itself, we just need to change it to email. And here also we will write valid email is required, because we are also checking for the valid. Fine, so this thing is ready. Now after this div you can add two br just for the break tag and break line, and then you can print the error messages if you want. Okay, so in that case, like, you can print values and all stuff. So I'll just quickly write here. So firstly h3, here I will write form value, or maybe we can write form data and status. Okay, and after this we will write first paragraph, where we will write form valid colon, then opening closing curly braces 2 times. Here I will write user data dot valid. Okay, and then you can simply copy this, because we want to save our time, right? So for invalid, for touched, let me copy it properly, touched, and for dirty. So these are all things we want to check. I'm sure you know about these terms because we have already discussed this many times, so that's why we are just directly using it. So invalid, here I will check for the status touched, form touched, okay, and here I will write dirty, dirty, fine. Similarly we will change here as well. So firstly for invalid, then we will write here for touched, then we will write here for the next, that is dirty. Clear? So these are the all things which I wanted to log here. Now we can simply run the application, ng serve -- open, enter. Just wait for a few seconds and then it will show you the output in the browser screen. So it's taking time to building the process, and then we will see the output on the browser. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Okay, so let's say I put here abc and abc@gmail.com. so this is a valid scenario. So you can see form valid is true, form invalid is false, touch is true, dirty is true, right? But how will it work with validation? If I remove, let's say, abc and I make it as blank, you can see name is required. And if I put something like this, and if I, let's say, put something incomplete email, so it will show valid email is required. Okay, and same goes, I think we forgot to add button. Let's add it. So here we will add one button so that we can see what data is submitted. Okay, so here I will write submit and type also submit, type as submit, save, refresh. Okay, so let's say I submit abc and abc@gmail.com, and if I submit it, before that let's open, right click, inspect, console and submit. Okay, something is wrong here, it is not working, right? Why? Let's see, error occurring template, something is wrong here, maybe with the method or what. And just submit data, here something is wrong, and just submit is not showing proper data. Also we need to check for the submit. Oh, it's a method and we are not using method, it's that's why. Now it should work. Okay, so if I submit it, you will see we have got the values, that is email name, valid, true, false. Okay, also how we will print the value here, like if you want to print the value at this place, because we mentioned data, form data, right? So for that, let's do a paragraph. Here we will write form value, colon, double curly braces, and here I will write for form value we will simply mention like UserData.value and common, not comma, it's a pipe symbol, JSON. We know that JSON is required, and for that we should import one more module, that is JSON pipe. Here we will write JSON pipe. So now you can see we have this thing. Okay, so abc@gmail.com. so this is the actual data, and if you submit it, you will find the data. Clear? You can match it. So this is how we can access the form group values and status while submitting the reactive form. Clear? So yeah, that's all for today. See you in the next session with new topics. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.